So I've been working with GCAS for a number of years now. I've done a couple of seminars, both online and in person. My research focuses on contemporary continental philosophy, especially the tradition of Spinozism that emerges with contemporary figures like Antonio Negri, Gilles Deleuze. And I'm interested in connecting that line of thought with the American pragmatist tradition, and in particular Charles Peirce and his work in diagrammatic logic. I've been working for about a decade now with a couple of collaborators from Italy and Argentina on representing Peirce's diagrammatic system of logic in the form of, or in the mathematical setting of category theory, using a technique called pre-sheaves. And what we hope to gain through this new kind of representation is to elide somewhat the distinction between syntax and semantics, or perhaps, to put it in stronger terms, between logic and metaphysics. That when we focus on logical representation in the form of diagrams, the system of relations that we are representing in the semantics, right, the logical structures that we aim to capture with our representation, are actually present in the notation itself. And so by manipulating the notation in the proper way, we can actually directly see and experiment upon the logical relations. And this might very well have applications in contemporary fields like computer science, artificial biology, machine learning. One thing that we're working on now is reverse engineering machine learning processes, because as these machine learning algorithms become more and more powerful, what's more and more of a problem is that computers can simulate thought very, very well, and yet that cognition process is embedded in a neural network whose internal structure is more or less opaque to us. Because through the training algorithm, we can produce basically a computer simulation of thought that can manipulate symbols or recognize images or play video games. But how it's doing that is encoded in a very, very complex set of layered functions through these nodes in the neural network. And so even though we know the machine is thinking, we don't know how it's thinking. And we think that by using category theory and abstracting the right kind of structure from neural networks, it might be possible to actually find the relevant cognitive processes adequate to a certain task. And then at a second order level, start to find ways to bridge these things together, glue them, synthesize them, cut and paste, and maybe take artificial learning sort of to the next level. This also has profound ethical and political implications, because if machine learning algorithms increasingly are part of our ordinary lives and decision-making processes, it's very important that we have critical tools to actually understand what those machine processes are. Otherwise, the machine learning becomes a new kind of mystical oracle that tells us what to do in a kind of authoritative way. And if we can get purchase on the cognitive processes, we have better ways to interact as human cognitive agents with these new machine cognitive agents that are increasingly part of our ecology.